Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and yeah, this is Skylent Games, but I'm just an actor in this grand play of ours, okay? It's a community play. It's a community event here. It's a community show. It's a community channel, all that good stuff. So if you would join us in the comments below, if you would join us in the Discord for live conversations, actually talking to me back and forth, talking about video ideas and, some stuff and things, that'd be great, okay? Actually further the channel as a community, as a whole, as a show, all that good stuff. But this is going to be a weekly event here. I'm going to be talking about some comments that have been left on some videos over the past week. So Merry Monday, guys. Let's get into it. Right, so the first comment that I'm going to talk about is from my MMOs PvP Sucks video. So this is by Lord Battlesmurf, and it says, "Go fuck yourself, you Care Bear faggot." That's pretty much all I wanted to say and leave it at that. I reported you, I removed you, so Lord Battlesmurf, go fuck yourself. Anyways, I will read the rest because there is some commentary to be had on this. It says, "Darkfall was my favorite PvP game, the only type that actually matters of all time. Yes, I have waited over 5 years for a good game to replace Darkfall Online after it shut down initially. Darkfall Online is now on its 3rd rendition, so that says something maybe. And nothing has even come close to providing the exhilarating PvP experiences I get from Darkfall. I'm incredibly happy that Darkfall is returning with Rise of Aegon because I had given up all gaming entirely. Apparently this guy gave up until its beta started. You think Darkfall is shit? Question mark? I think I said dog shit multiple times in the video, but mainly that was focused on the certain specific PvP interactions in the game, not the game as a whole. If I said it in the whole, maybe that's a mistake, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Anyways, well, that's how Darkfall players feel about every other MMO. He says some other stuff, and it's just boring, and I really don't care. I shouldn't have even read the rest of the comment, really, because he said faggot. Now, we get colorful here, okay? Like in my last video, I just talked about, I said that a game was dog shit, or like specific components to a game was dog shit. Okay, clarified. Anyways, and we are very colorful here. I would even dare say edgy, but we're not to the point where we actually spread true hate. We might be particularly toxic towards something that is deemed toxic or cancerous, okay, such as, I don't know, misinformation, like false advertising, things like that, pay to win. There are some things that deserved to be, actually like irradiated. Some things really do need to be, you need to be toxic. And as a consumer, you need to vote with your wallet. You need to actually be vocal against certain things. Okay, so some certain things I talked about in that video, I felt needed to be vocal about. However, being so vocal and saying the word faggot with exclamation mark. Yeah, with that, being so vocal and being so colorful is just a little bit too much. So fuck you, Lord Battlesmurf, we out. I said my piece with that video. But basically, I will say again, for those who didn't watch the video, I really do implore that you watch it, even if it is a little rambly. Basically, Darkfall people, they're really fucking hardcore, okay? Like, oh my god. The video was shared to their personal forums. Very obviously, you could very obviously see which comments are from people who are a part of the community or just care about the MMO game space regardless. And then see people who just ignorantly play Darkfall, and that's all they know and care about. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing the game, but if that's the only game in the genre that you've played and you think Darkfall is the only game that provides what it does, you're wrong, okay? There's a lot more. Anyways, I get paid to make top 10s, so maybe I will, but I'm not going to list it here, and we don't have time. Anyways, basically, I said that the PvP, really the graphics are just bad, and just intrinsically graphics and gameplay do go hand in hand, and when your game looks that bad, and every YouTube video has like almost more dislikes or a lot of dislikes in every single video, it's kind of saying something, okay? So if you look at any competitive PvP game, you will clearly see, and that's the thing, you will clearly see the game. Darkfall, you can't. Okay. Anyways, I'll stick with that, and there was a lot of comments that were similar to his that I had to report and remove. Please do not be so hateful. Okay, especially to, even if I was objectively wrong, come on. There are better comments that give constructive criticisms that I even fucking pinned. So, done. Moving on though, don't worry guys, I'm not just going to be responding to super toxic comments. Okay, we're going to also have some good ones. So here's one by Saint Dude, okay? He said, "Skylent, maybe you should design an ideal MMO." So maybe he thinks I know what I'm talking about. IDK though, that's a lot of work. So he's not wrong, and this actually seems like a very positive type of comment. So thank you very much, Saint Dude. But the thing is I actually think this comment is kind of a toxic mindset. So just the idea that there might be an ideal MMO is something that's been kind of sold to you by a whole lot of different companies, okay? A lot of different marketing firms have made a lot of different content on YouTube and Facebook and things that really try to make you think that certain games, even though it seems like they're aimed at a, a particular niche and they don't have, they're actually very constrained with their mechanics and things and their advertisements. They do aim actually at a target audience, but they make that target audience think that that's all they'll need as an MMO. There's a lot of anime, specifically anime and Chinese games that are trying to really deceive people who are kind of like otakus, okay? They're nerds and they love Japanese culture and they love, Chinese mythology and stuff like that, or like wuxia type of gameplay. And there's these games that have been coming out and you've seen a lot of them, such as Revelation Online. Previously there was Blade and Soul, which was very legitimate, but there were some others that are just completely trying to like ride on the coattails of that shit, right? Or just ride on the coattails of the sort of fame climb that anime has had in America recently, and they've been trying to really sell themselves as this is the only MMO you'll ever need. And they're not even MMOs, they're not even really games, but a lot of them are actually games, but they're not all the game that you need. So they try to sell it like that, like Revelation Online. It's like, oh man, we have this, just a giant bullet point list of everything you'll ever need. But not really. Not really, guys. It's all false advertising, basically. Well, maybe not completely false, because they might, they do have raids. There is PvP. There is a lot to a game like Revelation Online. I'm not saying you can't have fun with it. I had a little bit of fun in my first impressions. I definitely like the character I made. I thought the character creator was okay. Anyways, there's a lot of good things to some of these games, but are they all great things? Does it actually encompass everything that you would ever need in an MMO? The answer is just simply objectively no. Okay, there's no ideal FPS, actually, okay? Some FPS focus more on strategy, okay? Some focus more on mechanics. So you have arena shooters, but then you have games like Rainbow Six Siege. And then you have stuff in the middle, like Overwatch, which focuses on team play. And you have a lot of different kinds of FPS, and then third-person shooters. And then, there's all these different genres that have all different sorts of subgenres in them, and you simply cannot have, like, them both at the same time, okay? Sometimes you need unique, totally different games. There is no ideal any game, okay? There isn't. It just doesn't work like that. Now, an ideal MMO. MMO is the umbrella term, okay? What MMO FPS? MMO RPG? Like, what are we doing here? MMO survival? Like, what genre are you talking about? There's no ideal MMO, okay? There just isn't. You have all sorts of different kind of games. Every game should stand alone. And you're not really sold that often. You're not really told that. You're told that, you should have this game and they want you to just play that game. They want you to just do that. Anyways, so that's how I feel about that question. There is no ideal MMO. However, would I ever make a series talking about my ideal MMOs? Maybe. There's a plethora of MMO ideas that I have, of concepts that I want to see in games. Multitudes. I went to school for video game design. I have design documents actually on my Google Drive talking about what I want to see in MMOs. What I would do if I built an MMO, but not just a MMO. Not a perfect MMO. I have multiple games designed or documents ready. That's what I have, okay? So let's level up a little bit as a community, as a fucking species, okay? As a race of gamers, let's level up a little bit. Let's think a little bit grander, not just one game. Let's make an ideal plethora of new genres, new horizons to explore. That's what I think. And I don't think marketers want you to think like that. All right, moving on, guys. Here's a comment by 129DOS. All right, so this is going to be on a video called Micro MMOs, right? And it seems like a lot of you guys didn't realize that it was kind of a joke. Basically, in a lot of videos, I kind of saw a lot of comments where I would talk about action RPGs, or somebody would bring up action RPGs and then call them MMOs. And I really think that it's very consumer friendly to distinguish MMOs from lobbied games. Because if you're looking for a massively multiplayer online game, most likely it's for the massively multiplayer component of the game. Man, a lot of people mistake the RPG and MMORPG as the main component to the title. Really, action RPG and MMORPG, what do you think they have in common? The RPG mechanics, not the multiplayer mechanics. However, some action RPGs are multiplayer. And obviously MMOs are too, but, well, we know the distinction now. Anyways, so that's my thoughts. Really actually said that in the video as well, but this guy says, WTF are you talking about? Get your own thoughts together, please. BTW MMOs mean one thing to me. A large amount of players is able to play in at least one area at the same time. Also kind of group play. Lobby games can be MMOs because of that. Not like League of Legends, but like Guild Wars 1 or Naruto Online or even Phantasy Star Online 2. So I do like that he said not like League of Legends, but there actually were comments on this video that said League of Legends was an MMORPG, or sorry, they said League of Legends is an MMO, but not an MMORPG. That's MMO isn't short for, I don't know, dude. It's just, that's just stupid. What the fuck? What? No. Anyways, but he does say Guild Wars 1, which was never self-proclaimed as an MMO. Naruto Online is actually one of those anime games that really wants to sell you. In fact, yeah, I was approached to actually do content for them. I've seen many peers do, you know, published content for them to really promote the game. I don't think so. This is one of those games that just wants to be sold and doesn't really want to do anything new and unique and special. It should be pretty obvious. It's kind of a cash grab game. It might be an actual game, but nonetheless, it's a cash grab in my opinion. So yeah, Naruto Online or Phantasy Star Online 2. Now, Phantasy Star Online 2 is a lobbied game like Guild Wars 1 where you can actually, you see people in the hub town, but when you go out into on adventures, it's basically just like parties of 4. So like those games, in my opinion, are not MMOs because you don't ever truly interact with a massively multiplayer audience. Games like World of Warcraft have the potential of open world stuff, you know, there's open world PvP and stuff like that. A lot of people contest that, well, nowadays you mostly just sit in dungeons, but that's not the point. The point is you have the potential to truly interact with a massive amount of people, okay? If you want to, if you can go do that, you can possibly do that. But in Guild Wars 1, in Phantasy Star Online 2, in Vindictus, in Dragon Nest, you do not ever have the potential to ever truly interact with other players aside from doing a dance emote next to them. That's it. Simple, objectively, you do not actually play with a massive amount of players. They're on the same server, and you can see their avatar. I guess you can do that on Facebook too. You can see their profile picture. You can even send them little emojis. But do you truly interact with them? Do you actually play a game and accomplish a goal with them? No. You only with a select 3 or 4 players, you go out and go into dungeons, which would be more similar to action RPGs and actually is. Why can't an action RPG be online? It doesn't make it an MMO though. Anyways, so that's what I have to say about that. But I don't think he's totally wrong about the potential. You know, like, it's like World of Warcraft. Yes, you mostly do dungeon dive. However, the potential to play with other players. I think that he limited himself though. Like he's saying lobby, all lobby games. Then you're saying stuff like Master is an MMO or Destiny is an MMO. Though Destiny there is a little bit of debate because it does have open areas. So there's a little bit of debate, but you don't have a massive amount of players. So, you know, there's that. Anyways, that's a comment. That happened. Wish he was a little bit nicer, but there's that. Next comment we have by Go Gamer, okay? I don't know what video this was, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but anyways, the comment says, the fact that Albion Online is cross-platform is scary, because we all know how developers are when it comes to mobile gaming and freemium paywalls. Now, I do want to address this on 2 points. One on Albion specifically. So Albion Online actually is okay with its monetization scheme. You know, it's not the best, it's not the worst. I wouldn't say it's great. You know, I'm really not enthralled by it. You know, I could actually make an entire video on it. Maybe I actually will, so this isn't the place for that. But overall, Albion Online is okay. And from what I've seen, what they've said, and how they changed a little bit the game from being free to play to pay to play, it seems like they're really focusing on a particular niche that really wants hardcore competitive gameplay. Okay, so I will say that. It doesn't seem like it's gonna devolve into anything that's, well, more relative to like Chinese games. However, the rest of the comment talking about the trend of mobile gaming and freemium paywalls. Normally, I really want to stay away from stereotypes and things like this, but it really is true sometimes. Maybe it's because browser games and mobile games have such a ease of, you know, like a barrier of entry. It's so easy to get into these games and really easy to kind of infiltrate young or old ignorant minds. But these games have a lot of false advertising and they have a lot of really schemy monetization schemes. They're really toxic, they're very cancerous, and absolutely, there's evidence everywhere. You guys know it. You guys have seen the false advertising on Facebook. You guys have probably downloaded a mobile game or two and noticed that maybe one of them, or two, or most of them have really shady shit going on. And it's really tragic. I don't know why. Normally, I stay away from trends and stuff like that. That's really, you really can't analyze it or just show numbers. But the thing is that you don't even need to. It's just something that's just common knowledge, and that's fucked up, and something needs to change about that. So I agree with you, Go Gamer, but at the same time, there really are amazing mobile games, and you can still have fun with games, such as Albion Online, which doesn't have the best monetization scheme, or Clash Royale. You can have fun with those games, even though they're not the most consumer friendly. At least they're not toxic, exactly. Not particularly. By the way, my favorite mobile game that I've been playing is called Snipers vs. Thieves. I really like it. I really like it. So, anyways, that's what I have to say about that. There are some good mobile games. Yeah, yes. Okay, Next comment here, guys. This is going to be on a stream I did where I just kind of announced that I was going to be using Restream to stream on Twitch. And if you guys would come watch on Twitch as well, it'd really help me snowball on Twitch and grow the streamed community. The live interaction community is fucking amazing, dude. And that's why I really implore you guys to join Discord as well. So yeah, the streams are awesome. Actually, most of my day goes to streaming and working really hard on that. I really do. And I have a lot of fun with it, absolutely, but it is hard work. So I would like to, you know, snowball this and let's get going, dude. It would actually help make videos better as well. Anyway, so this comment is by Anton Mochelin or whatever, bruh. He says, sorry, man, but I don't like Twitch at all. And that's totally cool, guys. You don't have to watch on Twitch. But if ever the day came where I completely had to just switch to Twitch and not be able to stream on YouTube, well, you're gonna miss out. Anyways, so he says, I like your channel, but not quite consider it worthy of donation. Thanks anyway. So yeah, I definitely, I make sure to kind of put on a pedestal my Patreon donors, and I definitely try to thank my donators every single time I stream, multiple times a stream, because obviously I'm a fucking beggar. I am. I'm a beautiful beggar, okay? I try to do beautiful things and try to have fun and have a lot of color on the screen, and shapes and colors and excitement. And you know, you hear the vocal inflection from my voice, and we have a good time, okay? It's a whole production, right? And I do work for it, but I'm still a beggar, okay? And I beg for money. And it's totally cool. If you do not find it worthy of donation, I totally get it. It's kind of a dick thing to say that though. Like, you're really not worth, you know, surviving. You know, you and your family just go fuck themselves. No, honestly, I don't take it like that, but someone might. Anyways, if you really don't think it's worthy of donation or you don't have the money, don't donate, okay? Don't. And if you have a problem with the channel or something or a direction, it's totally okay to say it. Mainly in the Discord. Go to the Discord, I have live interaction, I read it, and then everybody else in the community can respond to it too. So if everybody else says get the fuck out, then okay, well, we're gonna go with the majority there. But if everybody's like, yo, Sky, this guy has a point, you know, maybe you should do this or this, and then I'll bring up a counter argument, but if it's not good enough, you know, and we will hash it out, and we'll try to make this a better show. Like I said earlier, this is a community show. It's a community play. I'm just a single actor. I'm the star of the show, but, you know, I'm not just the whole show. Anyways, so there's a comment there. Now, the next comment is going to be by David PT. By the way, I do notice when people, you know, respond, like, you know, comments over and over again. So you guys are my superstars. You guys are my superstars. Even if we don't agree. In fact, David PT and me actually got into a fight one time, sort of. It was kind of heated, but ever since then he stuck around. I guess he kind of realized that sometimes that happens. Sometimes, you know, we go back and forth. Sometimes conversations can be seen as arguments, but sometimes they can be constructive at the end of things, and that's pretty cool. So David PT, we don't always see eye to eye, but it's pretty cool you keep coming back, dude. So hopefully you guys realize that. Yes, this channel is kind of impassioned, but, you know, hopefully you guys have some passion of your own. So David PT says, if chess can be a sport, Hearthstone can be a sport. BTW, this is on my video. Can video games be sports? Or any of the big competitive games, League of Legends, Dota 2, Overwatch, and Counter-Strike, etc. So here's the thing, David PT, chess is not considered an actual, like, defined as a sport globally. But this question or your comment actually kind of has a lot of layers, and I don't know, I did a whole video on it. Actually, if you guys haven't seen that video, to really understand this comment, you're gonna have to go watch the video. But basically, the thing is that sport really is defined, I think in most places, as a physical endeavor and as physical achievement, okay? And a lot of people get emotional over the definition of a sport because they don't want to take away from that achievement or that celebration of, you know, the human physique, okay? So if it's a beautiful thing, absolutely. And my idea was that if something could be considered for the Olympics, it has to be physical, and that means it's defined as a sport. But there are actually tier 2 sports, and there are mind sports. So chess is generally, I think mostly, is considered a mind sport. And then you have tier 2 sports like pool, and also like you have darts. But then you have things like archery and, you know, shooting guns in the Olympics. And I made the argument that video games actually are, at least certain kind of video games, specific video games, not video games as a whole. Video games as a whole is not a sport, period. It's not. But specific video games are physical, just like arena shooters. You do actually have physical interaction with the game, and you have to have a certain physique to play those games. Genuinely, really. Yes, maybe most video games are mind games, but there are some physical games. This comment could be taken, I think is really where the video ended. It's like, one, we can change the definition of what sport means, which would be good. Okay, I think sport should just mean anything competitive, or we can keep the definition and then be more strict with it and then acknowledge that some things previously that we didn't see as physical were actually physical. So are sports just competitions or are sports physical? And either way, I think that certain video games should be considered sports, and if sports are just any competitive game, then most video games then would be a sport. So yeah, that kind of wraps up everything with that video there. Thanks, David PT. And then lastly, we have a comment by Leon. This is going to be on the video that I did last week talking, or just like, 7 days ago, where I talked about the Twitch affiliate program, which by the way, guys, I've been invited to it and I haven't accepted it yet for many reasons that you're going to want to watch the video for, especially if you're an upcoming YouTuber or content creator, which actually probably most of you are that watch me. So the Twitch affiliate program, it basically is going to cause you to be exclusive. Okay, so if I were to be a Twitch streamer and be an affiliate, I would no longer be able to both stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same exact time. That's going to be kind of an issue since half of my audience is on YouTube, half my audience is on Twitch. So he says, I have to say you're kind of showing the exclusivity worse than it is. The exclusive content only lasts for 24 hours, which means you could still stream on Twitch and upload your videos on YouTube after the exclusive content period. But yeah, you're still locked to Twitch about the live stuff. Even if you can stream on other platforms, if the content is different, you could stream one day on Twitch and one day on YouTube, whatever. On the other hand, I don't actually know if that's with the affiliate. I'm pretty sure no, you can't. If you stream on Twitch, you stream on Twitch. Anyways, on the other hand, there might be a breach if you consider the stream overlay part of the live content, then streaming on Twitch with an overlay on YouTube, blah, blah. Anyways, basically this person, makes it like, okay, in the video, I was very, I kind of was very to the point, but I'm not going to say I was excessive with my words, or the importance of the exclusivity of Twitch. Okay. So here's an example. I do first impressions, live first impressions. That's what I do. If I stream that on Twitch, then I can't put that on YouTube until 24 hours. So, but the thing is if I'm playing a brand new game, okay, and I'm competing with all these other fucking journalists who get the games, days earlier and stuff, if I get it on day one, or maybe I do get it day early, whoa, like I'm in the beta or something, putting it on a platform day one is incredibly important, okay? I think most of you actually already know that. I guess Leon doesn't quite realize how important that is. So if I just stream it on Twitch day one, I'll probably get a good Twitch following, and that could snowball into something really awesome. If I just upload it on YouTube, I can get a good burst of views. That'd be really great and get a lot of new subscribers. But here's the thing. I now would have to choose which one, upload a video or actually stream the content. Now, maybe there's a debate that I could stream the content and then post-edit the video, and actually do a different kind of video on YouTube. But see, that's a whole lot more work than what I have to do now. It's kind of awkward. And still, you guys aren't going to get that content as fast as possible. You're not going to get that content as fast as you would on Twitch and all that good stuff, kind of. It's just super awkward. And plus, I just simply still wouldn't be able to stream on YouTube. So anyways, the exclusivity, also, would I get paid that much more? Really? I mean, most, like, the donations, the Patreon, you guys really feel it. So if you want to watch on YouTube because it has overall maybe better quality, you also have the VOD thing, so you can actually watch it back and forth. It's also probably, I don't know, maybe you like the chat better. There's less buffering because of the VOD system in YouTube. Basically, I think YouTube is overall a better streaming service. But anyways, there's a lot of reasons why a lot of people want to watch or stream on YouTube, or maybe also watch and stream on Twitch. Twitch has a really cool chat system with emotes and things, and it's fun and silly. And there's also a chance for a larger audience on Twitch because it can snowball and you get more and more people, and the chat room is just overall more fun. And that's why a lot of people watch streams. So there's reasons why I would want to stream on both, and I might not be able to. So anyways, that's a debate. But yeah, I mean, I could work around it. You're not completely wrong, Leon, but at the same time, Anyways, guys, that's the past week of comments that I felt like I wanted to respond to. Really, guys, let's not throw out slurs. Let's try to be constructive. Let's try to have unique perspective on things, and let's not try to just regurgitate stuff that we see elsewhere. And I love questions. If you guys have any questions, I try to answer them, and if I can't answer them in text, then I'll try to answer them either in the Discord live, in a tweet, if you guys follow me on Twitter, which is Skylent Shore, or, in a video like this. Hopefully you appreciate it, guys. This is a community thing after all. I do reviews and stuff like that, but it's like, you're there with me. I stream it, you're there with me. I play with you, you're there with me. In the comments, in the videos, on the Discord, in life, in my heart. in my thoughts and prayers and stuff. I don't pray, but whatever. Anyways, you're there with me. And hopefully you stick with me. And we're gonna grow, okay? We're gonna snowball. It's gonna be amazing things and stuff, okay? Anyways, hope you guys had fun. Please, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. My name's Skylent, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.